The Eagles have not traded Darius Slay, but they have made a couple of moves. They're keeping, dare I say, holding on to James Bradberry, the cornerback that we spent so much time talking about in the aftermath of the Super Bowl, with the clear hold that people are still upset was called, even though you grab the jersey, you pull the jersey. What is it? What else is it? He is staying with the Eagles on a 3-year deal, and that's good for the Eagles because so far it had been free agents out the door, none of them staying put. They managed to keep James Bradberry.
Yeah, the fact that I think they couldn't re-sign Javon Hargrave, and they were in that conversation. Lose T.J. Edwards. I think those two things, and that not happening. Kyzir White out the door, or they had some room or some wiggle room here with their money situation to pay James Bradberry, who's still a really damn good player. So good for him. He's going to help their football team out. But, yeah, I think he was a little bit of a, oh, wait, we didn't get these guys, so now we'll definitely get you. And we'll see where else the rest of this goes. I'm interested to see what happens with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, right? He's a hell of a safety. I'm actually surprised he hasn't been signed out there yet as far as a free agent goes. I don't get that. Yeah, he's asking for too much money.
I think he's one of the ones that wants more.
Yeah,
I think he wants too much money or he'd be signed by now.
Yeah, it has to be because he's too damn good of a player, but he must have priced himself a little bit out of the market here, a lot like it seems like or what happened to Orlando Brown. But, man, yeah, they've lost some players, and they're not going to look exactly the same, but we know this is still one of the better rosters in the game.
Another guy that they lost, you see it there, Kyzir White, he goes to the Cardinals. He just kind of was one of those guys that popped up everywhere in the Super Bowl. And he's a West Virginia guy, so I have to,
he's a player, man.
Extra love for him. But he played really well in the Super Bowl, and they're going to miss him. And it's just good for Arizona to be doing something. I just feel like the Cardinals are just kind of there right now, and they're in that weird limbo with Kyler Murray's ACL, and what are they really doing for the present? What are they doing for the future? So they do something by getting Kyzir White to sign.
Yeah.
But it's just another guy gone. And the Eagles knew this was going to happen. I'm sure they have a plan for it, but if you're an Eagles fan, it's got to hurt to see all these guys that were key pieces of your run to the Super Bowl now walking out the door.
Yeah, it's a special group. I mean, that was a special team. That was a Super Bowl team. They just ran into a really special Super Bowl team that was willing to overcome the fact that the Eagles were actually the better football team on the field. It was pretty amazing. But, yeah, it's good for the Cardinals. You said it. Kyzir White, he's with Jonathan Gannon. He can, can kind of start that culture for him and be an ambassador in the locker room a little bit for the new head coach. That makes sense. But, yeah, the Eagles, it's going to be a different look. But we know they got some assets. And, hey, what they did even at the running back position, Mike, I kind of like that move. We'll see if the guy can stay healthy, but I like it.
Rashaad Penny, the former first-round pick from San Diego State of the Seattle Seahawks, who has had many injury issues.
Man.
And he had a great explanation last year of how hard it is to stay healthy as a running back in the NFL. And it was a very heartfelt and very raw assessment of everything he's been through to get to where he is. And then he suffers a broken bone in his leg, I think pretty much the next game. So he's recovering from that, but the Eagles apparently confident with where he is. They bring him in. They keep Boston Scott, and that apparently means no room at the end for Miles Sanders.
Right.
He's tweeted what appears to be a farewell to the Eagles, to the city of Philadelphia. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So when they make the move for Rashaad Penny and keep Boston Scott, I think you come to the conclusion that Miles Sanders is moving on. But the reality with running backs, the money just isn't there. I know David Montgomery is signed with the Lions after his time with the Bears, but it's still not, 8 figures per year, and only the rarest of the rare running back is going to get that kind of money.
Yeah, you said it right. It's only the elite of the elite that's going to get that kind of money, right? Rashaad Penny could be like, he's got the type of talent, Mike, you described it, when he's healthy, where we could be sitting here if he stays healthy next year and we go, I don't know, is he the best running back in football? Or don't be shocked if he leads the league in rushing. He's that type of talent. He's got unreal quickness. He's got, I can run for a 50-yard touchdown type of speed. He's got some thickness and some power to his game. His his ability when he's available is the real deal. And to me, this is one area like for Philadelphia where if you looked at their roster, you went, wait, this is one where there's a little meat left on the bone. If they got a difference-making running back, you'd go, oh, wow, how do you ever stop this crew right here? So you add him, and you got Boston Scott, like you said. They still got Kenneth Gainwell on the roster, and wouldn't be shocked because you got to be scared about Rashaad Penny's health a little bit. They're going to draft a running back, I would think, somewhere in the mid rounds and try to fill out the rest of the roster or depth at that position.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.